Welcome to Wednesday. What am I doing here? Yes, I like these. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good, whatever time of the day it is for you when you're watching this. We are looking straight down the barrel of a Pluto retrograde. Yesterday I talked about the other 5 retrogrades. Pluto starts on the 24th of April, right now. And we're going into a new moon in Taurus. So I'm going to be doing a live on Patreon about those things. We do live on Patreon Thursday night if you want to join. See where things are headed. Pluto retrograde is really about your shadow self. And for those of you guys watching, I'm going to say this. You guys are ahead of this curve, okay? Because you have been dealing with your shadow self since you have become awakened. All of this twin flame energy, all of this work on yourself, that's exactly what you've been doing, okay? So basically this works on you subconsciously, and you feel pushed, you feel drawn, right? You feel called by spirit to do certain things. And you've been paying attention to it. Our culture may not have been paying attention to it, so that's why a lot of this is going on. All of these retrogrades that are happening, someone else, well, I think I said this yesterday about Mercury going retrograde, so everything is retrograde but Mars in late June, I believe. So that is a feminine energy of allowing. It's not a push forward kind of energy. So go with the flow, my people. Go with the flow. If you push right now, woof, it's going to be like stepping on a rake. Not a good time to start new things. This is a time to gain closure about things that have not been dealt with. Especially we talked about yesterday about Venus in retrograde, people coming back into your life. Old things that have just been sort of put away, even if they're folded nicely and put away neatly in a drawer, they're still coming out. And it is working on you subconsciously. So luckily you guys are ahead of this curve, all right? So let's talk about messages for you today. Morning messages for you today. Impasse. What seems like a wall to most people is going to seem like an opportunity to you guys. Because you've been there, done that, okay? Been through this stuff. Dark night of the soul, the void stage. Remember in the class, the spiritual development class, talk about the void. It seems like nothing's happening, but there's a lovely Maya Angelou quote. There's a lovely Maya Angelou quote that I put in my little messages to myself. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty, right? And that is very true about what's going on now. That, there's a huge chunk of people that want change, but aren't willing to go through the shadow work. There's also a huge amount of people who don't want change, but they're going to go through it anyway. Remember we said a long time ago that everyone's going to go through this? Everyone's going to go through the ascension? You're watching what it's like when people aren't voluntarily doing their work. And I do feel that most people are in some stage of awakening, but there's this last bit of holding on that's really causing problems. Grace and gratitude, reaching your destination, embracing enthusiasm. This is all in the face of what seemingly to other people is an impasse. So it can be about any kind of thing that seems like an obstacle. Anything that comes up along your road here that seems like an obstacle. It's an opportunity to work with your shadow. Your shadow self, the Pluto retrograde, the Pluto energy of transformation in the retrograde is showing you the things that are still underneath. You know how I do that card, the card that's underneath every single time with the readings? That's why. Because it's the thing that you're not seeing, or it's the thing that's subconscious to you. And you guys have such an advantage because you see this like rock wall. You see that? You're like, huh, yeah, whatever. I've been crawling over broken glass and barbed wire for a couple years. That is a piece of cake. Okay? So you're seeing this as being given a gift. You're seeing the current situation as, yes, some things are going away. Yes, there might be fear around that. To voluntarily embrace it with enthusiasm, to move forward, as seeing it as an opportunity to change your life into something that you want it to be. If there's some things that, you're being given a chance to sort of rest, and, you don't have to be binge watching The Crown the whole time. You can be just listening to your own thoughts. You can be starting a meditation practice, starting a yoga practice. And that's a practice. It's not like a means to an end. It's not like I just want to get to the end of this. No, this is about the new way of life. Being emboldened by adversity, I do feel we're going to come out the other side of this a much stronger, yet more authentic, more real place. I do. As a group, as a collective. Seeing your shadow come up like a rake in front of your face isn't fun, but I don't think you guys are going to have to deal with that because you've already been dealing with that. I see the King of Pentacles under here, and I see 9 of Cups. So it can be, oh yeah, King of Swords, and oh wow. Look at this. Sun, Judgment, Ace of Swords. Wow. This is the underneath reading today, okay? So these two are logic, 3D life, very masculine energy, right? The feminine energy of Pentacle is the nurturing energy, right? So how can you shift out of these things into a clear sense of what's moving forward and how to nurture yourself, moving out of the shadow side of these, which is cold and brittle and greedy, okay? Moving out of those things, moving away from that. 9 of Cups, kind of fat and happy there. King of Cups and Sun. We're starting to get there. When you open up your heart chakra, it's just like the sun here. You guys are the sun. You guys are the leadership. I've been telling you that for a while. So it's time to hear the messages that are coming through for you. Some of you don't trust yourself when you are in meditation or doing tarot. Some of you aren't trusting yourself enough. And I feel like that's going to change, right? Holding back. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. This is a situation where we are in that walled garden. Remember I talked about that? And holding back on anything that might be, oh, no, I can't see no, I don't want to see the negative. No, I don't want to see the heavier side of this. No, I don't want to deal with that shadow. No, I don't want to deal with it. This is Pluto energy, right? The Death card. When you do this, when you open up your heart chakra, like the twin flame journey for most people comes along with a heart chakra awakening, a kundalini awakening. Everything happens, uniquely to your mission, uniquely to your path. So try not to be like, oh, that didn't happen for me yet, or whatever, right? You're on the spiritual awakening. If you're here, that's what's going on, okay? And even more so now, the truth is being awakened. The truth that is underneath, the truth that most people don't want to see, the truth that we've been hiding from ourselves, any truth is starting to come to the surface. Aha, the moon. Moon just jumped right out there. Yep, 10 of Wands, put that down, put that down, put that down. Put down the burdens, put down this is lots of very masculine traditional energy here. Nothing against men. This is not what that is. This is about the differentiation, masculine and feminine energy have both light side and shadow side. Everything has, right, the polarities that we exist in. We're now getting to the polarity, the underneath, which has been something that we haven't wanted to look at, right? We haven't wanted to look at. And now we're getting a choice to see the polarity. We're getting our own choices back, getting our own empowerment back. Y'all are teachers, y'all are leaders, and there's plenty around who are not really listening, who are not going to be listening. And that's going to be very tough on them if they're not open to what the universe is trying to say to them or how to work with shadow self. It's like walking past homeless people without noticing them. It's allowing other people to, it's like, oh, I'm not paying attention to other people. This is really a call to action about people, humanity. So the shadow work is about the things that go bump in the night. The reason people wake up in the middle of the night and have the fear rolling around, you know what I mean? And so it's time to really deal with those things. If you get up and turn on the light and really deal with them, in my own experience, it was about money. It was about stability more than money. Stability and freedom, the polarity of those two things. About, can I be stable and still have freedom? What am I rejecting? And what am I rejecting by doing a certain thing in my life, thinking that it's freedom, but it's really more incarceration for me, right? It was really more. And so I had to face the shadow of dealing with my own financial stability, right? I feel like that's what's happening here too. And understanding that it's not about using an old paradigm. It's not about using an old paradigm because that's what brought us this. This old paradigm you're watching crash in front of you. You're watching it, okay? And there will be fresh new energy coming through. Okay? So right now is not a time to really start anything new. Things want to get cleared out. This is the time of the house has good bones, but there's an old crappy kitchen. There's an old crappy Formica countertops. There's stuff like that needs to go. And it will go. And so what do you stand for? What is your shadow? What is your thing that is been working on you subconsciously? That's why you pay attention to dreams, because a lot of time your fears come out in your dreams. So what are you not paying attention to that you need to? You got a perfect opportunity right now, April 24th and into the new moon. Perfect opportunity. Okay, so if you want to hang out in Patreon, we are doing the live on Thursday night about this, about the new moon in Taurus. Taurus. What makes you feel stable? And why is there fear around that? The fear of the stability and the freedom is the polarity here. Freedom from incarceration, freedom from being entombed, freedom from being trapped by stuff that really doesn't make you feel free, stuff that really doesn't serve you anymore, and not wanting to face that for traditional reasons or for reasons of other people. Okay. All right. I'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good day if this is the morning. Have a good sleep if this is not.